Hello, I'm Dawn. Welcome to the Spiritual View. We are a collection of women who are sharing our gifts, and we welcome you into the community. We do have lives every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, so please join us for those. We talk some astrology, we draw some cards for people that are live in the audience. And we are going to be offering other things coming up in the future as we all are growing into our own modalities. Some of us have different gifts, QHHT, the Akash, and astrology. So there are many different things for you to explore and see what may call to your own gifts. So what I'm going to do is draw some cards, and I did get 2 cards already of oracle cards. Very intriguing, very intriguing. And I'm also going to be using the Divine Tarot to do some clarification. Oh, you want to come out? Okay. I haven't seen what it is yet, so I'll just leave that there a second. So the first card that came out was Time Machine. It's a number 3 card. And we are living in very unusual times. As a matter of fact, yesterday, you might have had something blow open in your world a little bit because we had Uranus in a sextile to the North Node. Now, Uranus is very sudden and unpredictable energy, and it can be a tower. But fortunately, with that to the North Node, it's something that is actually in the end for your greatest and highest good. And it probably was something that has occurred within the past 48 hours. Uranus is a very now kind of energy. So we do have that possibility going on. And then today we have Venus conjuncting Neptune. What a magical mystery tour that is. So for me, the time machine is, what can you send forward? This is where you get into that very quantum energy of, what do you want your world to look like? Venus and Neptune. Venus is a benefic. Neptune is something that you can use to create your dreams and expand. And very shortly, we're going to be having Saturn enter into Aries. So Venus, Neptune meeting in Aries. Maybe some clarity, maybe a push forward. I would say utilize this energy to use the quantum. We are coming into a brand new time, and it's time for us to start using some of that quantum energy. What you can do is you pick your outcome and celebrate it, and know that it's coming. The universe will take care of how it happens. You just need to be positive in your affirmation that this is what's going to happen. And that's how quantum works. There are many people, one of them would be Joe Dispenza, who talks about creating things in a quantum way. It does work. It does work. So this time machine is, what do you want to put out there? If you had no worry about the limitations, and bringing that forward into your life. So that is one step to this. This is that time machine energy. The other card that came out is, it is what it is. And for me, this is very much talking about what's going on in the world in astrology. It's very much about the energy of things breaking down and that radical acceptance of things breaking down, knowing that is what needs to happen in order for you to open portals in your life. This is a number 6 card. There are so many things that you're going to be able to do that you never even imagined. And you cannot find answers to some of the questions that you have because you've never experienced this energy before. You can't solve a problem or create something new when you're thinking in an old time shift, right? You need to accept what's going on and then move on from there. That whole energy of the astrology of doors being open, it's just like, you know, there are portals, time machine. You can go back and forth, and then I happen to be really crazy about doors. It is what it is. There are so many changes that are going to be happening that we have to accept. We can't go back to the way we used to do things because that doesn't work in the new world that has come to us. And the answers are right now beyond our imagining. That's what I find so fascinating about it. It's like, okay, what can you imagine? And don't think small. Do not think small. I do find that there's a lot of energy of the divine feminine working together. And I did have one card jump out already. So let's see what else we have as clarification for what these two oracle cards had to say. Oh, you guys want to jump out? Okay. I haven't seen them yet because they kind of came out face down. So sometimes they jump like that. Sometimes they flip completely over. But why not? Okay, hang on. Let's see what we've got so far. I'm in, and this bottom card wants to come out. I'll just leave that as looking at the bottom. So from what we don't see coming, it's definitely want to come from the world. Yes, the world. So endings and then new beginnings. That is what the world is about. It's completing your current journey, finishing things up, closing things down, and then you can walk into something completely new. And it's a major arcana card. So lovely. What came out here? Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about asking for what you want. Anything is possible, especially when you're thinking in a quantum way. And that the time machine is really telling me it's all about quantum now as we're moving forward, and especially when Uranus gets into Gemini. Uranus in Gemini will trine Pluto in Aquarius. Quick thinking, quick answers, transformational energy. And then we have Neptune in Aries, which is that imaginative element to it, right? What can happen? Anything, and it'll happen quickly. That's the other thing. It's going to happen very quickly. So, Two of Wands. Do not feel like you are being held back just because things are changing. Do not be fearful about things changing. It's actually for the collective good. It's for our greatest and highest good. And in the end, it will benefit everyone to a greater degree. So what else do we have come out? Ace of Wands, the ideas that are going to be coming out creatively. We are going to have so many creative solutions come about because you're going to have Uranus and Gemini. It's going to be quick thinking, putting plans into action right away. So it's going to be, I think the biggest thing I can see as being more of a difficulty is things are going to be happening so fast. You're going to be like, okay, I just can't keep up for a minute here. Sometimes you just need to stop and take a step back and just absorb the new information or just get yourself up to date so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and do good grounding exercises. Do, meditation, things that get you out of your head, get away from electronics, get out in nature. That is beautiful energy. What else do we have coming out here? Justice. Aquarius is very much about the collective for the greater good of all. But Aquarius is also about individual freedoms. I think of it in a way as you do need to take care of yourself. Self-care is a huge priority. But once you are assured of that, your own self-care, and that doesn't mean hoarding, that just means treating yourself well, taking care of your physical needs, and then you work for the collective good, but you do it in your own unique way. The world doesn't need everybody to be a carpenter. They need architects. They need plumbers. They need artists. So we are going to be entering into very much a renaissance period because a lot of the jobs will be changing. And I think that the free time that each individual will have is going to be increasing. So this is justice. I love that there's a sword here as well. It reminds me of Archangel Michael. This is a justice card. This is Libra. So there is justice involved. And always be cognizant of the fact that you should make decisions that when you look back on them, you won't feel badly. Like, I shouldn't have treated that person that way, or those type energies, because justice is a very karmic energy. And when you do things, maybe you do things out of the kindness of your heart, but the result doesn't turn out badly. It doesn't turn out well. It is you tried your best. And that's what really matters is, you coming at it from the right place in your heart. So what's this final card here? The Emperor. I think this is very much about you being in charge of you. You get to make the decisions for what you think is best for yourself. That is Aquarius energy. That is the energy of, I have my own thoughts. I respect who I am. And finding that vibrational level with people that you can work with. You're not going to agree on every single thing, but the Aquarius energy is very much about respecting individual feelings and rights, but then knowing, as I'm working toward the collective, there are things that I have to adjust. I think you'll find it a lot easier than what you did before, because if we are working towards a collective and not for the profit of a conglomeration who isn't really caring about individuals, I think that's a big difference. I think that's a huge difference. So I am going to do something a bit different. I am going to bring out the Witch deck. Women in total control of herself. Woman in total control of herself. I haven't used this deck in a while. And to me, it's very much that the moon goddess's energy. So, I had something. What? Hang on. Interesting. Hang on just a second. Any particular, what if this flipped out? It's very interesting what we've had here. 44. Okay, that's what it is. And it jumps out more. Okay. Yeah, a little bit extra there. Card jumped right out though, right from the very get-go. So this card is called the Rescuer. You get to that right space. I think it's towards the end. Dun, dun, dun. The Rescuer. Oh, it's the very last card? It is. It is the very last card. The Rescuer. Killer empathy is real. Most women never identify it, let alone unravel its suffocating grasp on their lives. While empathy is a superpower, it is a double-edged sword. It enables you to be considerate of and cooperative with others. But on the other side of empathy is the rescuer, who in her compassion is determined to save those she loves and that what she cares about most. This will lead her to sacrifice her time, energy, and other resources in the name of fixing, saving, solving, helping, and otherwise rescuing those people and situations she feels have great need. This side of empathy cuts deeply into her life force. often resulting in the hemorrhage of her time, vitality, and creativity. A witch, however, knows that her empathy must have boundaries. She helps those who help themselves, jumping in to assist rather than save or fix. She trusts that others have their own guides and their own soul's code to assist their journey, just as she does. She's willing to resist the impulse to caretake or rescue, allowing others the opportunity to grow, expand, and develop their own agency. Now is the time to resist the urge to manage another's experience and keep your precious empathic energy in balance. This is very much Virgo South Node energy. The feeling that we are responsible for rescuing other people. Cancer and Libra are also very guilty of this. Those are the three that I always think of as overgivers. You can definitely help people, but they have to want to help themselves. And that is their decision, and you should honor it. So be careful of your own energy and have very, very good boundaries. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you very soon.